Good morning. So I just got back from Mexico. It was a very beautiful vacation for me. I had so much fun. I went for 6 days. So this video is all about what you need if you're planning on traveling to Mexico, and the later part of this video is going to be about what I learned from going to Mexico. So these are the things you need. First and foremost, if you live in the United States or you live in like Canada or any country, you're gonna need a passport to get back in. So I suggest this here in the United States. It was $130 at the post office. So they say it takes 4 to 6 weeks. I received mine in 4 weeks. So take your ID, take your birth certificate, your legitimate real birth certificate, take you some money, and then fill out your application and make sure you know all your social security numbers and all of that good stuff. Second thing you need, mosquito repellent. Okay, so it doesn't matter, like when you get there you're like, oh, I don't see mosquitoes, you know, I don't need it. Put it on, put it all over your body. Like, it does not matter if your skin's showing or not. They say don't do it under your clothes, but the mosquitoes will get under your clothes. So use this, know the language, or go with someone who knows the language. The next thing that you will need is sunscreen. As you can see, I'm pretty dark. I hate my dogs right now. I'm pretty dark and I got sunburned, but you know what's cool about like being mixed is I don't really get I didn't get burned, I just got darker. And the next thing that you need and to go into Mexico is what part are you going to and what's the weather down there. I packed all things that were like tank tops and shorts, but it started raining on our first day. It's really tropical there, so the humidity, it feels great when it rains. But just make sure you just bring at least one pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt, just a light jacket. The next thing that you're gonna need are some sunglasses. It is bright out there. I mean, you don't really need it, and the locals don't wear sunglasses, so you'll kind of stand out if you do wear these. But I wore it the first day, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna wear sunglasses. Next thing, great thing, you need chapstick. Chapstick is great because you just really need chapstick, and then a hat. You know, do your research and figure out what place is the best to exchange your money if you're going from dollars to pesos. What we found out is that if we just sent the money down there, our cash, and they exchanged it down there, we got more money. So another quick thing that you do need is tweezers. I know you may think, hey, why do I need tweezers to go to Mexico? But my boyfriend's uncle stepped on a sea urchin when we were looking through the little tide pools at the beach, and we had to tweezer out little by little everything from his foot, which was very uncomfortable. So if you're going to Mexico or just anywhere near the beach, always bring tweezers. Another thing you're gonna need to do before you leave to Mexico is call your phone carrier and tell them that you're going out of the country. Also notify all your family and any neighbors to watch out for your house, or just so that they know that you're leaving the country. Obviously, probably don't post it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter that you're gonna be leaving the country. You don't really want people to know your house is gonna be vacant. Just make sure you tell the right people that you're leaving. Typical things. Do not go into the major cities at night by yourself and start attracting attention to yourself, because even if you go into Los Angeles, that's not the best thing to do. So use your common sense if you're going to be traveling out of the country. Again, do not be flashy. Don't go around like a tourist flashing your iPhone and all your expensive camera equipment just around in the local space. There's just certain things that maybe I probably shouldn't do this in this area. So again, just be cautious about what you're doing, and make photocopies of your ID, make photocopies of your passport, and email it to yourself, so that say that your passport gets lost, then you can just go to your email and show the government, hey, you are who you say you are, and you'll be safe. So always have backups, have backup money. Bring a lot of hair ties if you're a girl, lots of those, because if they break, then you get out of luck. So I think that's it now. So just prepare before you're going, let people know where you're going, bring sunscreen and mosquito spray. Don't stand out or be flashy. Know the language, know the locals, and be aware of your surroundings, and then just have fun, you know? So hope you guys, if you are considering going to Mexico, you have a great trip. Love to hear all about it. So disclaimer on this video, I came back completely safe. This was only my experience. I went with locals, I know the town, I know the language, and I was very cautious about where I was going and what I was doing and who I was doing it with. It does not mean that if you go, you're going to be guaranteed safety. This is your life, and this is just one of my experiences, and it does not mean that any part of Mexico at any time with anyone is going to be completely safe and that you're going to come back safe. But other than that, let's get into what I learned from Mexico. So the United States and, you know, friends, family, at least here in California, told me don't go to Mexico. It's on the no visit list. It's not safe. And, you know, my friends and family are saying like, oh, you're gonna get taken, you're gonna get killed, we're never gonna see you again, like all these bad things will happen to you, you cannot go to Mexico. But, you know, you reach a certain point in your life when people are telling you not to do these things, and you have to choose between living your life in fear or living your life, meaning going out and doing what you want to do. So let me talk about fear for a second. I encourage people to be fearless in life. Now, this does not mean that you should be fearless and reckless. Now, there's a difference of being fearless and cautious. I choose to be fearless and cautious, meaning I'm not going to be afraid to try new things, but I will take time to research and prepare and to really understand what I'm going to be going into, and to weigh the outcomes of how it not only impacts me and my safety, but how it impacts the safety of others and the well-being of others. There's so many people down there that are happy with what they have. They have such a simple life. And, you know, I come back to the United States where everyone's rushing and there's traffic and everyone's unhappy and struggling to find purpose in life, when down in Mexico they have like a third of what we have, and if they're happier than we are and living longer than we are. I've seen like my boyfriend's great grandmother is still alive and she's 95, and we know a couple other aunts that are in their 90s, and they're living longer without any of this like modern day medicine, just by eating natural things. And I see how much chemicals are in the foods that we eat here in the United States. We got the tequila that was like 100% agave and there was no chemicals in it. And this is just a side note for some of the older folks: if you get tequila with no chemicals, you will have no hangover the next day. No matter how much you drink, you will not have any hangovers, which I thought was like pretty cool. But in the middle of the night, heads up, you will be very thirsty, so have like 3 water bottles by your bed. The beaches in Mexico are so beautiful, and I'm not talking about Cancun, I'm not talking about Puerto Vallarta, I'm talking about a very rural cove that we were able to rent like a little hut hotel for $15, and we had the entire beach to ourselves. If you guys want to watch the video of like the traveling and everywhere that we went to, just click the link down below. It really doesn't matter and mean that you need to go to Hawaii or go to Cancun or go to Puerto Vallarta to see really beautiful beaches. So some things that I learned when I was going down there is it's hot, right? So we're here in the United States and we all have air conditioning, we all have cars that have air conditioner, and you know, it's just really easy to cool down when it's a hot day. But over there, like, there's not always going to be AC in every spot that you go to, in any car that you're in, or just when you're walking down the street. It's very humid. So you know that really uncomfortable feeling that we get when it's summer here in California, where we're really hot, so we rush into the house and turn the AC on, or we rush into our car and blast it. And then we kind of forget about that uncomfortable feeling of being hot and not having any control over that. But over in Mexico, you just deal with it. You like have to, there's no escaping it. And so I think that we're very privileged here in America to be able to not suffer, you know, from like not having air conditioning. So there's a lot of things that I'm thankful for going down into Mexico. People down there, people in Mexico take really great care of their stuff. The cars are super clean and vacuumed, and the streets are really nice and clean, and the houses are always swept every morning. You see everyone sweeping and taking care of everything, and it lasts a lot longer, you know. They might not be fancy buildings in Mexico, but they were all handmade, and they've lasted a pretty good while. And people are saying, oh, you know, it's all old and like gross down in Mexico, but it's actually very beautiful. I think it's cleaner here than here in California. It just looks older and there's more dirt roads, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's dirty. There's no trash anywhere. And I thought, you know, be appreciative of what you have. You know, if you get an iPhone, if you get a new car, take care of your stuff, because the more you take care of your stuff, the longer it'll last, and you'll really take pride in you know, what you have, and like you'll feel a lot more satisfaction of knowing that you can take care of yourself. Another thing that I learned while I was down in Mexico is it's safe. Like, they want tourists because tourists bring in a lot of outside money, and they're willing to spend a lot more because not really all the Americans understand how much things are worth down there. And so a lot of the places you get overcharged, and luckily, because my boyfriend's down there and all his family lives down there, they know like, hey, I'm not gonna pay for that because I know that's not how much it's worth. Okay, and then the last thing that I realized was everyone works their ass off down there. Works their butt off down there. Their work ethic in Mexico is unreal. There was abuelitas that were like pushing 80 years old, just hustling on the corners, selling whatever that they could, and sweeping and cooking and doing all these things. I did not see one homeless person in Mexico when I went. There's some in like the big cities, but like they choose to live that way and they still work for the stuff that they do. They just don't have a house. There wasn't anyone complaining about not having certain things. They put their head down and they worked, and they appreciated everything that they have. So be appreciative of all the stuff and luxury that we have here in California and the United States. Really understand that you're gonna be safe as long as you're just aware of your surroundings and you go in prepared. That's, you know, that's the bottom line. But that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. Let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if you do go to Mexico and what your experience is. Feel free to email me some pictures or send me some videos. I would love to hear from you guys. So just thumbs up the video if you found it helpful, okay? Well, take care, and I will see you next time.